Hey, so it's July 2024, right? I'm at work. Coworker comes to the back and is like, "Hey, man, they just bum rushed the stage on Trump or something. I don't know what just happened." So I go to the front and I see and it says shots fired, and the security had just pounced all over Trump. You can't see him. It's kind of like when you're watching a football game and a player lands awkwardly on his neck, and you're like, "All right, you want to see him like wiggle a pinky toe or a little pinky fingernail or something, anything, wiggle something. Let me see that you're not a quadriplegic, right?" And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Trump just gets up and just raises his fist. And I swear I saw the spirit of Tupac. He was like, "Tell them tricks they missed, they ain't shot me." And he's like, "Fight, fight, fight." Meanwhile, he's got blood all over the side of his head, leaking down his face. He's missing piece of his ear. And it was just like the craziest thing I ever saw. So I was like, I got to go home. I got to do a card reading. So I did. And the first card I pulled was the fortune card. This is telling me that the fortunes are turning. Now, mind you, I did a card reading back in 2020 and 2021 that I'll put in the description below. And this said that there was this evil veil that had been put on top of us, okay? Like an evil spirit or an evil spell, if you will, had been put on top of us, and that eventually, before his return, there would be a bluebird or a hummingbird of enlightenment that will come in and show us the attack that we were under, not knowing that eventually the bluebird would actually come because Elon Musk would buy Twitter and release all the Twitter files and show us that the attack that we had been under on the internet with the shadow banning and whatnot. And it shows all that in that card reading, okay? But moving forward with this one, this says that the wheel of fortune is about to turn. And with this being said, after Trump got nearly assassinated, I wanted to see how they were going to spin the wheel on the attack on Trump. And they did. And how did they do? They used words. They wouldn't say he got assassinated. It was assassinated attempt. They just want to say, oh, something happened. And then not only that, the next day they started blaming Trump. Okay? No. You guys, since 2016, have been against this man and converting everybody into maniacs with this Trump derangement syndrome and telling everybody that this guy's Hitler, he's evil, he needs to go down. Basically, not blowing a dog whistle, but blowing a mega horn to everybody to take him out. Jen Psaki, multiple people have basically said they're going to have to take this way out. Chucky Schumer said the intelligence agency has 6 ways to Sunday to taking you out if you mess with them. Is this one of those 6 ways there, Chucky? Huh? Looks like it. Not to mention, this is after the worst 2 weeks since that debate that Trump had with Biden. Biden has completely fell apart. He called his vice president Trump. He called the president of Ukraine Putin. And he said he was effing the head of NATO's wife. Okay, he was effing her. Okay, that's what he said. I know what he was trying to say, but that's what he said. Go look it up. And so he has been falling apart. And after this whole debacle of called Biden, which I've known for years, the fact you can't hide him in the basement like you did in 2020, you don't have your COVID, you don't have your mail-in ballots, you couldn't get him out with the courts, those all fell apart. The one in New York, they're scared to sentence him because they know once they sentence him, he's just going to appeal it and it's going to probably be thrown out in a higher court. And now all of a sudden, some crazy Antifa-looking 20-year-old comes out of Pennsylvania and snipes him, okay? But luckily, he moves his head at the right time, okay? Luckily, the wheel of fortune was on your side, Trump, and it's going to be on your side, and it will show you why, okay? Next card. Not only with him returning, is it just him returning, but behind him is a sentinel army that is coming, but he is the one to usher it in, okay? He is the one. This is the chariot card, okay? This is him ushering in a sentinel army. He is the leader of it, though, okay? I also pulled this in the original card reading, and I did the first one first, but I was scared to share it, and I said I'm going to have to do the second card. I did the second card reading, and all the cards were the same except for the Knight of Wands was the King of Wands in the original reading, but it told me this: he'll be back. And when he comes back, there's going to be triumph, it says in this card, okay? And he is going to usher in a sentinel army. You see that there? You see right behind him? You see that little orange hair? Look at his little orange hair right there. Look at that. See that? Looks just like Trump's hair, right? The orange man bad, right? But behind him is a sentinel army. And this is talking about because the little bluebird came and showed us the attack on the internet. The attack is for our mind. It is for our spirit, okay? It is for control of the narrative. They've controlled that for so long, and they're starting to lose their grip, and they're going crazy to the fact where they tried to kill the Republican presidential nominee in 2020. 24, okay? That's where it's all led to, okay? But all led up to that. But behind him is a Sentinel army. What does that mean? We saw the Twitter files, okay? What's come out of that? Rumble, Truth Social, Gab, all kinds of new platforms we can go to. And we understand now that we have been censored. We have been shadow banned. It's no longer a joke. It's no longer a conspiracy theory, okay? Now, these crazy guys that have controlled the narrative forever, like CNN and Fox News and CNBC and MSNBC, they're the ones becoming the conspiracy theorists. Now on the internet, not only do they spin it and say it's Trump's fault he got shot, they're saying it was staged. This man got shot in the head. It was a half an inch away from taking his life, okay, and piercing his brain, okay, splitting his wig is what they call it, okay? You do not stage something like that. But this is what they do. This is how they spun Q out of the existence. This is the spinning that they'll do. The spinning has been done. The wheel of fortune has been spun. And with that Sentinel army, we have ways to show other people how to navigate these platforms and how to see through the fog, because this is about creating a fog, taking the gay community, breaking them up to 15 different ways. And when that doesn't work, you use the black against white community. When that doesn't work, you use Palestine, and I did this video on Facebook and it got taken down within 30 seconds because I was talking about the Alpha Gay community and the agenda and how they use all this stuff to divide and conquer. Got taken down within 30 seconds because why? They're watching me. And that's okay. I know that. I know that I could take that video and post it on Rumble and post it on X and it'll be fine. Just got to keep certain things off of Facebook and YouTube. I know that now. We know that now because we are the Sentinel soldiers that have been through the flames and the fire since 2020. Now let's move on. This card really shows me that the universe is on your side. And it really shows me how the universe kind of like had a hand, went down and just tilted your head right at the right second so it would just hit your ear and take a piece of your ear off, but you still had to trade a pound of flesh on that one. But the universe from the ground roots up has your back, Trump. And we can see that in the polls. And people are waking up because you can see that light above our head. That is the enlightenment. This is the universe saying it is on your side. The wheel of fortune is on your side, okay? That is telling me this. So not only is there a Sentinel army of people since 2020 that I have awoken, there's going to be more, and the universe is going to help. Why? Because this is what we want. This is a little girl playing in the woods, having a tea party with their toys, okay? She's got the fish in the river, which means she has plenty full of water. There's plenty to go around. And just remember when you were a kid, that's why I have my Transformers, okay? These things, when I come home out a hard day at work, they just remind me of like my childhood and how I've made it through. I'm 45 years old. Everything's going to be okay. You know what I mean? They've remastered all my favorite ones from the Studio 86 series, which I came back in my card reading. Should I go back to work? This card came up and it said, go back to work. Before you know it, you're going to be serving drinks at the bar like this little girl and having a tea party. And that's been 3 years from now. And it's all come true. To me, what I like in this card reading is that river of gold right there. Trump is always talking about drill, baby, drill. That's because there's plenty of abundance for all of us. All of this climate change BS, the climate changes every day. The sun comes out every day and goes down. The climate changes every single hour, okay? It goes from 60 degrees to 64 to 65. This is part of the attack and the agenda. But drill, baby, drill, because there's plenty of fish for all of us, okay? And people want this. They want people they just want to get back to normal. They want the government to get out of our lives. They're tired of being told to put a mask on. They just want to get that feeling of just being that little girl playing with that little tea party. Whether it's your family, whether it's your job, whether it's travel, whether it's making videos on YouTube, we all want to get back to that special place, right? But the card reading didn't end there for me because I was like, it did originally, but I go, tell me more about the attack. And it showed me this. Boom. Why are these people trying to invade every aspect of our life? They have those cell phones and they have the television to get inside your house to manipulate you. They have movies with pre-predictive, all kinds of crazy stuff that's coming out because they are like a dragon that is holding onto its gold. Okay. And at this point, they're desperate. And what happens when you take one piece of gold from a dragon? He comes out and he destroys your whole towns. He lays it all down. And so what happened when they couldn't get Trump with the court cases? They couldn't get his family members. They couldn't get him impeached. They couldn't do anything. They were left with nothing but to take him out, to assassinate him because they are scared. They are clinging onto their clutch of gold. They are losing power and they can't stand it. And what is happening? with these sentinel soldiers, with these new platforms, the spread of information, we are able to pierce. Isn't it so ironic that his head was almost pierced with the bullet? But this card is talking about we are able to pierce the mind of the sleeping woman. Do you see she's sleeping and she's clutching her knife? And these daggers, like the dagger from Archangel Michael, are being thrown at these people right now, and it is penetrating through all that propaganda, all that stuff they're doing. It's penetrating. That's our job as those sentinel soldiers, to penetrate the minds of them. And Trump is the leader of that. And this card reading is so funny. Look at his hair again. Look at the hair. Look at it. There's us. There's the sentinel soldiers with platforms awakening people. I do travel videos now as much as I can because I want to show people you can go to Costa Rica. You can go to Mexico City. You can go to Cabo. You can go to Puerto Vallarta. Eventually, I'll get back over to Asia. But you can enlighten people in different types of way. And the other reason people go, why do you like to read tarot? Why do you do tarot? Because we were under a grand spiritual attack. I'll put in the link below. Dominic Melendrez. I'm doing his card reading, and it's going over his life and everything. And it takes a rail, and it kind of goes into the Trump returns card reading again, because it had a swan being stabbed, and then it had him sitting on a bed of thorns, and he was asking about the spiritual attack. And I talked about a time where I walked outside and almost got hit by 6 cars. Every time I stepped off the curb, a car tried to hit me. And then I went to Walmart later that day, and I saw this little spiritual orb, not the spiritual orb, it's like this little energy thing floating. It was following me, and I seen it go into a man's head and possess him. Because just like I can read cards and kind of look into the future and stuff, people can work dark magic as well. That's why I started doing this. And in 2020, the universe came to me and said, start reading cards. I said, what? He said, influential people. And so I started seeing this attack. And then when I got to Trump's card reading, I'd seen this grand attack, and I seen the attack. And luckily, this man has stepped out there and let them attack him. So people like me can do what I can do, read cards, see it, explain it in a spiritual way, because this is a spiritual war. It's a war for your mind, and it's a war for the information, a battle for the narrative. But I got news for you people who've been playing with mystic magic, twisting words, sending spells on people. The wheel of fortune has turned, and now we have an army of sentinel beings that are here in this platform, in this realm, and we're awake, and we're hell-bent on awakening everybody else. So with that being said, that's my Trump assassination attempt card reading. Until the next one, peace out.